Is the 8th, right? Yeah, thank you. Oh, I didn't see that box there checked off. I wrote it on, I hand wrote it out on all of these, so I might as well just do it with this one too. I missed that. Thought it was another and it's not. Okay. Thank you. All right, we're still a little bit early, everybody, so just sit tight for a minute. We need our state attorney and public defender on, and also we're switching clerks. And it's only 5 minutes away, so I'm not going to take a break. I'll just hang out until we're ready. You too. Nice to see you. Well, short little hearing this morning.
Yeah. I was going to different judges, very few people stay with the same judge, there's been different changes.
I've asked. I've said, could I just have one person the whole time? And I got shut down on that. I said, I'd be fine with it. Just like, then we all kind of know what we're all doing. And I got that. I brought it up in a judges meeting, which was my downfall. Please, could I just have one person or two? I don't know. I don't know why. It's makes sense, but nobody will tell me why. So, but I get to see all of you guys, so I like that. I get to know all of you. That's right, which is great. You too.
See you.
Bye. All right. So. Huh?
Did you make it over?
Did I make it over where? Oh, yeah. I was like, Friday, what did I do Friday? Oh, yeah. Got to see my cousin, which was awesome. Yeah. And everything was fine. And it was super easy. It was really easy. It was not a problem at all. I was a little worried about it being, crazy and a problem, but no. No, not at all. No. So I stayed back with Gabby because I figured, they may not want lots of people going. So, so we just kind of hung out and waited for them to get back, waited for my cousin to come meet us. So that was nice. He just got married, so got to see his new wife. Yeah, it was really nice. Sir, what's your name? When the state attorney and the public defender sign on, I'll call your case.
My name is Bert Newcomb.
Yep, Mr. Newcomb. All right. Okay, sounds good. Just need to get a state attorney, and we'll be ready to take you first because you're the first one here. How's that sound? That's right. The early bird gets the worm, right?
Yes,
what they say.
It's in the rain. I'm just going to clean up everything.
Sounds good. We just gotta have everybody on board before we can let you do that. So this is one of the main people we need here before we can do that. Hi, Ellen.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well.
You're not late. You're early.
I'm kind of close.
No, I had an 8:45 BD status. That's why I'm sitting here.
Oh, okay.
I've been moving this case just because there's a criminal case pending to try and figure out when we're going to have a hearing on it. So, yeah, so I just.
Yeah.
Really? I'm never cold. I'm always hot. But this is hot.
Yes, cold.
They don't make any breathable judicial robes that I know of. They're just like wearing a blanket. Yeah. So even I'm like, you could turn the air all the way down in the courtroom. I'm fine with that. Although I'm not exactly sure how you get the air turned down in the courtroom. Probably a person you have to call, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Got somebody. Mr. Gorman.
Hello, Your Honor. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, good.
We don't have a state attorney yet.
Okay. Hey, Judge, is there a victim there in court? I believe it's a woman
Nope.
by name. No? Okay.
Is she supposed to be here?
That's what our indication was, that she was going to be there, but
It's still early though.
yeah, or maybe she talked to the state, so we'll sort that out when the state gets on.
Okay.
How's your weekend, Judge?
Good. How about you?
Good. Well,
Yeah.
not so good actually. I'm in my son got a respiratory issue, not COVID, so we're at the doctor's office now. But
Oh no.
fun. Yeah.
I didn't even know you had any kids.
Yeah. No, I got two. So.
No, is he all right?
Yeah, he's all right. They got him on the nebulizer, but apparently there's a what's it called, a rhinovirus going around, which is it's hitting kids bad.
I haven't even heard of that.
Yeah,
I think we don't need any more viruses out there.
Yeah, it's a rhinovirus. If you hear that, that's not good. So
I have not heard of that.
That's only for kids, apparently. That's hitting.
Oh, how old's your son?
4.
Oh, he's little.
Yeah.
Little guy.
But anyways.
Oh, well, I hope he's okay.
Thanks, Judge.
Nobody wants to have a sick kid for sure.
No, exactly. But anyways, that's the cost of doing business with little kids.
No, I know. Mine's a teenager now, so.
Yeah.
She never really got sick, thank goodness.
Yeah,
She's one of those kids. I was lucky.
Yeah, no. Sometimes they gotta. They get.
Hello.
Mr. Gorman's in the hospital with his son this morning.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I would have given you a free pass for that one, Mr. Gorman.
No, it's I'm just sitting around here, so it's not that big a deal. But anyways, better to work.
That's true. I guess the Zoom app allows you to do multitasking.
Yes, exactly. So that'll be well. That's one benefit of that's the only benefit I would argue.
It's not the only benefit. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I think all of us are tired of the Zoom thing.
Exactly.
I'm getting these emails for Zoom galas. I'm like, no, just postpone the galas to next year.
No,
I mean, who
and
wants
all
to get
these.
dressed up in their house? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Miss Ryan, you there?
Judge, I did just speak with Miss Cotty Ryan. I know she was going to try to connect.
Okay. She's a state attorney?
No, she's a client.
Oh, she's a client. Okay. I was thinking I had a new state attorney. Well, we're still waiting for our state attorney this morning then.
In that case, Judge, may I be excused for 3 minutes?
Sure. We don't have Mr. Rabb over here yet.
I think it would be Mr. Stewart.
Oh, it will be? Okay.
But I just need to go run to the ladies' room.
Of course. Go ahead. Just make sure you mute your microphone. I've actually encountered that once. Believe it or not.
I actually take my computer with me. I'm not at the hospital like Mr. Moore.
They took their phone with them apparently into the bathroom. Whoopsie. I just kind of was like, oh, I don't know what to say right now to that. I just didn't say anything.
Here, just remove your hat.
Thank you. Do we have individuals this morning that need the interpreter? Yes? Two? Oh, they're outside? Okay. Two of them? Okay. We still need a state attorney. There he is. All right, Mr. Newcomb, it looks like we have our state attorney. I told you I'd take you first. Do you want to come on up? Just up here to the podium. He's just connecting and then we'll be ready for you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
And this, for the record, is case number 21MM156. And what's going on with Mr. Stewart? We don't have him yet. Looks like he's having a little bit of trouble. Mr. Stewart, can you hear me? No. I'm guessing Mr. Stewart's having trouble connecting to Zoom. Okay, do you guys need to hang up? No? Well, I need to put him on speaker. I don't know how to do that. Let me put you on. Oh, shoot. Hello?
Hi.
Hi, I think I got it.
Okay, I'm transferring right now.
Thank
Stay
you.
on the line.
Okay, I am. Thank you.
Hi, Judge.
Hi, Mr. Stewart. It says you're joining on Zoom, but yeah, we didn't get you.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Hopefully it'll work for 10 o'clock, but I'm reading my computer and all sorts of things.
Yeah, it says. We have Mr. Newcomb before the court, and his number is case number 21MM156. And Mr. Newcomb, I see that you don't have an attorney. Would you like to have an attorney?
Yes, ma'am. I'm applying right now
For the public defender? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And you indicated this morning that you wanted to enter a plea of not guilty at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. That'll allow you to see if you qualify for the public defender.
Yes, ma'am.
If you do, the public defender will appear on your behalf next time. You will not need to be here. We're still doing these, a lot of our hearings remotely. And so the attorney will be able to tell you whether we're actually asking people to come in person, which I don't think will be within the next month or two, probably not. What date can we give this gentleman?
Well, I don't show that there's been an information.
Oh, Mr. Stewart?
Judge, I just filed one this morning, so the clerk doesn't have it yet, understandably, so I would just ask to move it to a pretrial conference, and it should be docketed at some point today.
Okay, yeah, we'll set your case for a pretrial. And
That date is March the 22nd at 10 o'clock.
March 27th at 10 o'clock, and then just stay in touch with the attorney. If you, for some reason, don't qualify for the services of the public defender, you can seek out a private attorney, or you can always represent yourself if you'd like.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Gorman, I don't see anybody in the courtroom. I know that you're here today on a motion to lift no contact. Mr. Stewart, have you had any contact with the victim in that case? It's Dwayne Tunget, 21MM202.
No, Judge, I have not.
And Mr.
Judge,
Stewart indicates she's not here and he hasn't had any contact with her.
Judge,
What do we
let's
do, Mr.
just, Judge, if she doesn't show up, then we're going to have to reset it. But we've got a court at 10 o'clock as well for now. Could we just hold off on addressing it till 10? Perhaps she'll show up.
Sure, if you want to see if you can get her here by 10, that'd be fine.
Okay, Judge.
I'll just, if she shows up at 10, we'll hear it at 10.
Okay, and if
You
she's
want to
not
just
there,
zoom back in then, Mr. Gorman? Yes?
Yeah, Judge,
Okay.
we'll see
All
you
right,
back
so
at
Mr.
10.
Stewart, I don't know if you heard that. Mr. Gorman is going to zoom back in at 10 just to see if the victim in the Tunget case appears. Okay, somebody's got his hand raised, sir? Yes. Is that you? Oh, he's here. I thought you
Okay.
said it was a she. I was looking for a lady. I'm so sorry, sir. Come on up. We're going to address this case. And this is 21 MM202, Dwayne Tunget. And what's your name, sir? Jaden Tunget's here. Let's get you sworn in, sir.
You solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
All right, and what's your name, sir? And sir, are you here today because you want to have the no contact order lifted or you don't want to have it lifted?
Yes, I would like to have my
Okay. Let me just take a look at your information here. All right. It's your grandfather?
Yes. Mom and dad said they were actually, I think you're the one that changed my last name, so you're good.
I did? Maybe. I was a lawyer for 25 years before I became a judge. So I did a lot of name changes and a lot of everything else. So you and your grandfather you guys live together? Is that right?
Even my best friend's adopted.
I have some concerns about the allegations that are inside of the booking report, particularly the allegation that your grandfather was drinking and then became physical.
Well, I mean, we go out to bars a lot, but it doesn't usually become physical. Yes, we have some altercations at some point, but it's just normal. And this time it became physical because I had just had enough of it.
That worries the court, because I mean, how do we keep you safe if we send your granddad back home and he wants to go to the bar and go drinking and he starts to get angry at you for whatever and then he hauls off and slaps you?
I'm not worried about it.
Mr. Stewart, do you have questions of this young man, sir?
I have no questions for him now.
Mr. Gorman, do you?
Just that he understands if the court were inclined to lift it, that he could understands he can call the sheriff's office if there was an incident.
Let's get the first appearance order. Do you think if I amended the no contact order to put a provision that your grandfather couldn't drink, that he would comply with it?
My thing is, I don't want to have to make him stop drinking. The drinking isn't a problem. It's never really been a problem. It's just every once in a while we get little conversations, and either I say something stupid or he says something stupid, and it goes a little bit out of hand.
Yeah.
It goes both ways, and I don't think the drinking has too much to involve with it.
Well, I asked you that question because, I'm reading the booking sheet and it sounds like it escalated after there was alcohol involved. And so I thought maybe if I take out the alcohol, I take out the problem, but you're saying that that's not the problem. All right. Well, sir, based on your testimony and your request, I will lift the no contact. But your grandfather needs to understand that if there's any type of similar incident to this, he'll go back into jail and he probably won't get out until his case is heard. So definitely do your best to avoid any confrontations with your grandfather. I'm hoping that this was just an isolated incident because that's what you're telling me. You're telling me that you fight, but you don't fight physically. So I'm going to take you at your word on that. But I hope not to see him back here again because that would be a problem. Okay. All right, Mr. Gorman, are you going to send me an order?
Yes, Judge. And just to clarify, did I hear right? Did he indicate that they live together, Judge?
Yes.
Okay, Judge, I don't know if our motion was phrased as no contact and no trespass, but we would ask to lift the no trespass provision as well.
I don't think I saw a no trespass in the first appearance order. Let me just look. He didn't, the judge that did first appearance did not enter a no trespass that I see on the first appearance order.
Okay, Judge, then we'll get that order sent over right away.
It looks like it's just a no contact, okay?
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Good luck with
Have a
your
good-
son, Mr. Gorman. Hope
Thank
he
you,
gets
Judge.
better. All right,
Thank
thank you. All right,
Have a
thank
good
you,
day.
sir.
Bye.
All right. This won't be in effect until the order is signed, though, even though I've orally pronounced it. you'll need to get a signed order from Mr. Gorman, from the attorney, okay? All right, thank you, thank you. I don't know, Mr. Gorman's usually pretty good with getting orders. I'm assuming you're gonna get it over to me today, Mr. Gorman?
Yes, Judge, we'll get it over immediately.
Okay, sounds good, thank you.
Thank you.
No, you don't have to come back, you'll get it from the attorney. Okay, thank you. All right, let's see, sir, what's your name in the front row?
Diaz.
Mr. Diaz, okay, let's find your case. All right, Mr. Diaz, is your first name Osmel? No? Is your first name Caesar? Okay, I've got 2 Diaz, believe it or not. And this is case number 21MM150. And sir, you are represented by the Office of the Public Defender. Ms. Armpriester, what do we want to do for Mr. Diaz? Ms. Armpriester, are you there?
Yes, Your Honor. That individual that you had sent up did get qualified for the public defender, and I just gave him my business card, and my staff is getting his information now. Do you have his name? I don't have his name.
The gentleman that was going to apply for the public defender, his last name was Newcomb. First name was Bert.
Thank you.
And then I have before me right now Cesar Diaz. In his case, it looks that your office has been appointed.
Is that new? Because I'm not showing it on my list.
It says Woodley, 21MM150. His name is it's Cesar Diaz. And I see Woodley. Let me just
No, that's fine, Judge. I'll cover for Miss Woodley. These are arraignments. If we can enter a plea of not guilty.
Okay. And information has not been filed, Mr. Stewart?
Judge, I'm still waiting on a couple things in this case from the sheriff's office, so I would just ask to roll it to next Monday, and Mr. Diaz doesn't need to be here. He has an attorney.
Okay, so this is going to be continued to next Monday, but because you do have the public defender appointed to represent you, you will not have to be here next week. They're still making a decision whether to file formal charges against you. That decision has not yet been made.
Judge, I'm really sorry. I just can't hear you.
You can get in touch with the public defender's office. There has not been a filing decision made yet, but we told Mr. Diaz he doesn't have to be here for the next arraignment.
No, just be in touch with Miss Woodley.
Just get in touch with the public defender's office, Miss Woodley. What's the phone number?
Judge, if he wants to actually come up to the 5th floor, he can get her card.
Just go upstairs to the 5th floor office of the public defender, and they'll give you a business card. I have some of the phone numbers in my brain, but not all of them. I wish I did. All right. Yep, you're good. Thank you. All right. And sir, what's your name? Mr. Kane? Okay. Come on up. Kane. I don't see you, sir. How do you spell your last name? C-A-I-N. I don't see you on here. You have a, yeah, what's your case number, sir? 20, it's got to be a 20 something. Oh, you're in the wrong courtroom, sir. You're with Judge Provost. You're not with me this morning. So if you go outside the information desk, they can tell you where he is. Or do you guys know where he is? Oh, it's Zoom. Okay. Yes.
Speak to the JA over the phone.
Yeah, we'll get you figured out. She's gonna
Give them the order.
Yes.
I've got the phone number right on her.
Perfect.
Maybe she can comment on that.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Thank you, sir.
Just pick up the phone. That's the judge.
All right. What's your name, sir, in the blue shirt? What's his last name?
Vicente is the first last name.
With a
V as in Victor.
V as in Victor. I don't have anybody on my docket with a V as in Victor. Does he have paperwork? His name's Victor Perez. Let's see if we can find Mr. Perez. Hold on, Mr. Perez, we're gonna see if we can find you. You wanna look him up, Ellen? See if you can find him? Okay. I was gonna open up Showcase because I can't do that, I don't think, on Smart Bench. Who's Ava?
Es el 13 de julio de 1971.
All right, let's see if we can find him. I think he might probably be in the wrong courtroom too.
Is it Cesar Vicente?
Cesar Vicente? Yes.
Where's he supposed to be?
I mean, you might want to give her customer service. The only thing I see from him is a misdemeanor arraignment on February 11th.
So he might be here the wrong day. Because I don't have him on my, he's not on my docket.
Yeah, I think just to be, well, here, let me see, here, no, that's not, yeah, come to customer service here. Thank you.
He might be here the wrong day, he might be here, he might have to be here like in a few days.
Donde ese caso se presente, permite cualquier data aquí donde el banco no tiene todo el día.
Thank you. Okay, sir, in the back, what's your name, sir? Are you Jose Hernandez?
Jose Manuel Fernández. Hernández.
This is Mr. Hernandez?
Yes.
21 MM159. The court will make a finding that this gentleman requires the services of the Spanish-speaking interpreter. My docket does show that he is represented by the Office of the Public Defender, I believe. Let me just make sure. It says Wilson. I always have to make sure it's not the other. There's two Wilsons. There's the Public Defender Wilson, which is who this one is. And there has been a notice of appearance and a written plea of not guilty, which has been filed.
Your Honor, on this one, I actually need to have it rolled for next Monday, and Mr. Hernandez, the public defender, doesn't need to be present.
Okay, sir, the formal charges have not yet been filed. And so the state attorney's request is to continue this matter for 1 week, which this court is going to do. However, because you have the public defender's office assisting you, you have a lawyer, you will not need to be here. Do you have the information to allow you to contact the public defender to speak with him about your case? Or do you need to have that information? Okay, perfect. Your attorney, his name is David Wilson. And I'm sure he'll be in contact with you. Understand that our court system right now has been just a little bit delayed because of the COVID virus. But if you're patient, we'll be able to help you. Okay, I promise. Ms. Armpriester, would you give Mr. Wilson a note to get in touch with Mr. Hernandez? He said he's having some trouble communicating with him. So I have the public defender, one of them, over on Zoom right now, and I'm asking her to have him reach out to you.
Judge?
Yes, ma'am.
If he wants to come upstairs and book an appointment with him, Mr. Wilson keeps set office hours and he could book an appointment during that time.
So Ms. Armpriester said you can go upstairs right now and you could set up an appointment to actually meet with him. Do you want to go do that? Okay, just go up there right now and you can set up an appointment to meet with him. Okay? Of course.
whoever is in.
I have witnesses in this case, only I need to see the federal prosecution necessary.
So you've been given an attorney. The attorney is Mr. Wilson. And the attorney is usually the person that you would give any evidence that you have, and also the names of any witnesses that you want to call on your behalf. The attorney is there to help you prepare your case. Okay, so that's a good thing to discuss with him when you have your meeting with him, okay? Is to give him the names of people that you have. All right? Thank you, sir. You're welcome. And if I didn't say so on the record, the court makes a finding that he requires a Spanish-speaking interpreter, but actually it's noted, so we're good. Thank you. Okay. And it looks like we have a few others that are represented. First one would be 20MM1174, Osmel Diaz Linares.
We can enter a plea of not guilty, Judge. I do believe the state filed an information on that case.
All right, we will file a plea. Or
It's a VOP and it just needs to move to the pretrial conference.
okay. All right, where can we move that one, Ellen?
Let's put this March the 1st at 10 a.m. Oh, no, not pre-trial, since we have a meeting hearing.
Okay.
Still March the 1st, it's 9 o'clock.
Okay, March 1st at 9. And then Alejandro Hernandez, 2014. Oh, that's why it's 2014. It's a VOP status. 14 MM2795, Ms. Armpriester.
Plea of not guilty, Your Honor. If we could set for the next available pretrial date.
All right. And he is in custody apparently. So we will do that. We can set it for the next pretrial. This is Mr. Hernandez, Alejandro, 14 MM2795.
Your Honor,
yes, ma'am.
a couple of times with Mr. Alejandro Hernandez, I tried to speak with him. Sometimes he understands Spanish, sometimes it's mom. Mom is very difficult to get an interpreter for, and I think some Spanish interpreters use a different dialect. So there's just been on top of the normal issues with speaking to the jail, the language barrier on that case has been, I just wanted to bring that to the court's attention.
What do we usually do when we have somebody who speaks none that's in jail? Can you guys get Language Line on?
Well, Language Line has like maybe one mom interpreter and they're not always available. And to retain a mom interpreter is fine. There's a process for that, but you have to get them for the whole day. So it's very expensive for what could just be a 1 hour visit.
Right, I don't know the solution there.
They're really, we're working on it. I'm speaking with my supervisor about it. I know he's working on it. It's just, that's part of the situation with this case.
Yeah, I mean, if we've got a gentleman who's in jail and has an offer to get him out of jail, then we got to make sure we find the interpreter in order to convey that to him, because I don't know how long he's been in jail right now, but we want to make sure that
previously Mr. Triana helped me speak with him, and the client seemed to understand most of what he was saying. But then another time in court, when we had set for a resolution, he didn't understand anything that was going on. So it's complicated.
Sounds complicated. Well, I'm hopeful that that issue can be resolved quickly, because, you know. Yes, sir. Eduardo said tomorrow afternoon would be a good time to, you think you could communicate with this gentleman? He thinks
I'll see what I can arrange. Tomorrow is crazy with 24s, but I very much appreciate Mr. Triana's being available. Thank you, sir.
No problem. I got 24s all week too, so.
Woohoo! How'd we get so lucky?
We're starting out strong on a Monday morning. Well, let's see what we can do to help Mr. Hernandez this week if we can. If we can,
yes,
we can
Judge.
figure it out. Let's figure it out.
Yes.
All right. And I think that there's a couple of judges that have also, they know some other people maybe that they can call on this one issue. I just got to find out who they are. All right. So we're going to reset him. What was our date for him?
February 15th.
February 15th.
Sorry. March
March the 15th. All right. All right. And then we have Shannon Berner, 21MM152. That looks like it's Ms. Gonzalez's case.
Judge, on that one, I'm asking for a 2-week continuance to February 22nd. Immediately.
Okay. That would be granted. Move that 2 weeks. All right. And then, sir, what is your name in the back in the white shirt? Okay. Your pretrial conference is at 10. Can we take him now since he's here? All right, Mr. And then we'll go back and we'll address the 2 individuals on the 9 o'clock that don't appear to be here. Mr. Atosha, 21MM105. You want to come on up, sir? Thank you. Come on up. Yes, sir. This is Mr. Atosha. He's here for a pretrial. He's early. 21MM105. Mr. Armpriester, he says that he's that you represent him, and I do see that the public defender's office has been appointed. It just didn't make it to my dashboard yet. What are we doing for Mr. Atosha this morning?
Your Honor, if I'm newly appointed, I'm going to seek a continuance, please, to your next available pretrial.
You actually have already pled not guilty. This is a pretrial conference, and what we do at a pretrial is a little different than the arraignment. At the arraignment stage of it, that's where you can enter a plea of guilty, not guilty, no contest sometimes. And by the time you get to the pretrial, which is today, it's really to try and see where we're at, if we're going to be setting a trial or what we're going to do. And Ms. Armpriester has indicated she's newly appointed, so she needs some more time, which, you know, your case is fairly new, so we probably wouldn't have a trial yet on your case. So let's see where we can put you, sir. And you will not need to appear at the next pretrial because it's all going to be by Zoom.
And Judge, if he could come upstairs and get my business card, I'd appreciate that.
Oh, he's got the business card. He's got it with him. He's good. All right, where can we set this gentleman on the next?
Let's do March the 15th at 10 o'clock.
March 15th at 10, and then Ms. Armpriester will appear on your behalf, sir.
Is there a certain date?
I don't think so.
No.
Okay, I know, I have this case I'm going, but I had scheduled to go on a vacation.
You won't need to be here. She'll be here for you.
And I like to leave the state, but that's my word.
I don't know, why wouldn't you be allowed to leave the state? I don't think there's anything that prevents anybody from leaving the state when there's an ongoing case. Is there?
Judge, I believe that would be if he was on pretrial release or if he was on probation or
let's see what your first appearance says. First appearance court order, and it looks like you posted a $3,000 bond, and you posted it through Mary and Jimmy bail bonds.
I would talk to Mary and Jimmy.
Did they impose any restrictions on your ability to travel? I mean,
I just want to make sure I know myself.
I don't see anything for the court that would restrict your travel. You might want to check with your bail bonds. They just want to make sure that you show up in court when you're supposed to be here, but I don't know what their restrictions would be for you. But I don't see any court imposed restrictions. So, okay, as long as you just stay in touch with Ms. Armpriester, yes, you know, for the time being, everything's going to be by Zoom. So we're trying to get the courthouse open back up for trials. It just we're slowly starting. All right, Mr. Atosha, thank you. Okay, bye. All right. And Ms. Armpriester, do you want to address Ms. Cotty Ryan since she's been over Zoom since 9? She's really on the 10.
Yeah.
She's got two.
That's fine, Judge. It's pretty simple.
19MM992 and 19MM966, and Mr. Stewart, Ms. Cotty Ryan's on the 10 o'clock, but she's been waiting on Zoom, so I figure we might as well take her. And she says she's connecting to audio. Ms. Cotty Ryan, can you hear me? Who's over the phone that's driving right now? You need to mute your microphone.
Hello. Can someone hear me?
Patricia.
Yes, what is your name?
Hello, this is
What's
Patricia.
Your name? Are you Ms. Cotty Ryan? Okay.
Yeah,
we're calling your case right now. I have Ms. Armpriester was going to say something to the court about your case. Ms. Armpriester.
Judge, we're
Okay,
seeking a
thank you.
continuance to next month. I understand, based on the time that Mr. Stewart has already given me. We're asking for a continuance. Long story short, Miss Cotty Ryan had a giant miscommunication with the diversion officer, Mr. Cruz. She is working on completing the sanctions to get a null pros in her case. She has to finish her substance abuse evaluation, finish her mental health evaluation, and today she's paying the restitution to the clerk of courts. She is making a great effort. Her, like everyone else in the world, has been greatly affected by the pandemic. So we're going to seek a continuance from the court for her to try and get her cases null prossed.
Did you hear that, Mr. Stewart?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, any objection to continuing it? She's apparently working on her sanctions and trying to fix whatever miscommunication happened between Ms. Cotty Ryan and Mr. Cruz.
Yes. Well, it really does not go through Mr. Cruz at this point, so I would not engage him at this point. When she is completed with her counseling, that first needs to be provided with the state attorney's office.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. All right, so we're going to continue this to March. And what would that date be? Is it the 15th? No, it wouldn't be the 15th if it's just me, because I don't have.
Yes, it'd be the 15th.
No. Why? I'm showing that that I have I have that week blocked off. This is my calendar right here. Let me just, Mr. Stewart, I'm going to put you on hold real quick because I didn't think I was scheduling any hearings on the 15th.
I think that was maybe supposed to be your.
It was supposed to be, and I think that I think I moved. I think I switched weeks, is what happened.
I don't see another pre-trial for you actually until April 19th.
I agree.
Judge, we could set it for that April date, and
Okay.
then that gives her plenty of time. And I imagine before then I can send Mr. Stewart those certificates of completion.
Okay. Yeah, I know that my calendar got a little bit messed up in February and March because now the way we're doing the jury trials with the backup judge and all that stuff. So I had to really move a bunch of stuff around. So yeah, let's set it for that April date.
Should we
Yeah, because it has to be set on April. Mr. Atasha will also go to April, April 19th at 9.
I think we also.
Do we move in, whoever we move to the March 15th has to be April the 19th. Well, let's see who else we.
What about the?
Anybody that's with me is going to have to be, and that would be Ms. Cotty Ryan, Mr. Atosha, and was there another one?
Mr. Hernandez, but he's in custody, so I can always hear him on a different date, and I'll be in touch with all of them.
Yes, Mr. Hernandez. Let's move him too. And then obviously, if you get something worked out with Mr. Hernandez, we can hear it on a 215.
So there will be no agreement that week either? Did we set something up for-
Yeah, anything that's showing up on the master calendar on my week of the 15th, I got to make sure is moved because we moved that a long time ago, I thought. Oh, wasn't he on that? Was he on the 10 o'clock too, or was he on the 9? Oh, let me just go to show completed, and I'll find him.
Okay, so the other.
Yes. Okay. Yep. I'm glad I noticed that because that would have been not good. All right, we have 2 other people that are on the 9 o'clock.
So, Judge,
Sure.
may I
Hold on one second, Ms.
confirm-
Armbruster.
Mr. Hernandez wants to bring up the
Oh, no, if he's just going to arraignment, no, we don't have to move it.
Was that an arraignment or? Yeah.
Which case?
Alejandro Hernandez.
Now I'm getting confused.
Jose Hernandez?
Alejandro.
He's in custody.
Hernandez, well, that's a VOP. So that does need to be moved to April 19th.
Yeah.
A VOP assigned to Judge Nicola.
You got it.
Yep.
So when are we putting Mr. Hernandez to?
We put him on April the 19th at 9 a.m.
Okay.
All right. And Ms. Cotty Ryan, we're good. Your case has been also moved to the 19th at 9 a.m. Just stay in touch with Ms. Armbruster.
You need to get that all done, Patricia.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. God bless. Thank you.
All right. All right. So the two that are left this morning, do we know where they are? I'll tell you. Let's see how I completed. The two that I'm showing left on the arraignment docket are Kathleen Higler and Christopher Ott.
Christopher Ott and Kathleen Higler are in custody.
Okay.
Ms. Higler, we're going to have to address at 2:15 as well as Mr. Ott.
All right, let's move them to 2:15.
2:15 today?
Today, yes.
Judge, may I be excused until 10 o'clock?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did we address Ann King?
Ann King. I don't even see Ann King on my docket.
Okay, I may have an old document.
Let me just
want to make sure I'm not.
show completed.
And then Amy Ham, was she removed from the docket?
I don't see anyone with the last name of Hams either.
Yeah, okay.
No.
And did we address Antonio Arroyo?
Antonio Arroyo. I don't see him on the docket either. A with an A?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't see him on the docket either.
Okay.
That's everybody for the 9 o'clock, and so I'll just come back in at 10.
Okay, so don't try Zoom at 10. Hopefully it'll work.
Okay, sounds good. Did we do Diaz Linares? I thought we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in custody.
Oh, okay, yeah, because he had the public defender, we just addressed it. So he's good.
So the Higler and Ott.
Yes. Thank you. Oh, there, okay. All right, so we're gonna just go off the record until 10. All right, good morning, everybody. I have one person who's present in the courtroom. Sir, what's your name, please? Hi, what's your name? Who are you? Are you here for a court hearing today, sir? Yes, sir, you're the only one in the courtroom. No, I'm talking to you. What's your name? Mr. Elwer. Okay, let me just find you, sir.
Judge, Mr. Elwer is my client. I actually had been trying to call him, and I did inform them that it was via Zoom, so I'm confused as to why I haven't been in touch and he's in court.
Mr. Elwer, your case is 2019 MM2150. You are currently represented by Ms. Armbruster, who's with the Public Defender's Office. So what you'll need to do is go up to the 5th floor and schedule an appointment to talk to her. She said she wants to be in communication with you. These hearings right now, the pre-trials are all going by Zoom, which means everybody that's addressing their cases today is actually remote. And we're still doing these hearings remote because of the COVID virus. So your next pre-trial conference will actually be a remote hearing. You won't need to be here, but you stay in touch with Ms. Armbruster and she'll tell you kind of the status of your case, okay? All right, so this one is being continued. What would the continuation date be, Ellen, please? Ellen, you're muted.
Your microphone.
Judge, are we setting trials?
Actually, we are setting trials right now.
Okay, so Mr.
Elwer. As a matter of fact, I had done a spreadsheet. And you guys can tell me what your pleasure is because I am back up with trials for the week of February the 22nd. And also I'm primary March the 1st. And as far as I understand right now, it looks very likely that I will have trials March the 1st. I've been in communication with Judge Foster. He's got the 22nd. In the event that some of his cases don't go, I am planning on scheduling jury trials that week too.
So Judge, this case, this is an arrest from October of 2019. I think it's time to set it for trial. That would be the state's position anyways.
Ms. Armpriester?
Judge, I don't disagree. This case is very old. It's just that because I've only been in contact with Mr. Elwer's significant other and not him, I want to be able to stay ready for trial. But I do understand that it would be a few weeks away, and there's a timeline. So I will defer to the court.
All right, well, what my plan has been is with the cases that we're going to set for trial, I would set them on the 19th to see whether they are in fact going to trial or whether they're going to be a plea. And then I will be doing calendar calls both Monday morning, the 22nd, and March the 1st to slot cases for trial in the event I'm having trials. So my preference with this case, Mr. Elwer, for your understanding, is to schedule this on the 19th for a calendar call. And because your case is very old and it looks likely that it may be one of the cases that could go to trial over my 2-week trial week. In the event that I have 2 weeks, I currently have 1 week for sure. I might have 2, which means it's important for you, sir, to meet with your attorney and to provide her any information that's necessary to your defense. Okay? Yes, sir.
Your Honor.
It would be one of those 2 weeks. It would be either the week of the 22nd or the week of March 1st. February 22nd is 1 week that's possible. March 1st is probable. Understand?
Judge, I can't hear him.
He says it's a very old case and he'd like to get it disposed of. So go up to the floor and make an appointment with Ms. Armpriester. You could do that right now. And that way, you know, I'm not setting anything for 2 weeks. And I could always, you know, based on you guys needing a little more time, put you guys on that second week if that's what we want to do. And Mr. Stewart, you had a question? Hold on.
Yes, Judge, we need to, and this for all week for you, if we're going to set a status date, that's fine, but we also need to set a tentative trial date because we need to issue subpoenas. So if we could,
well then let's tentatively set this one for February 23rd, 9 a.m.
Were you going to set? Did you say you wanted to?
I'm going to start slotting them because I have to.
Judge, may I please interject here?
Yes.
If we're going to set it for subpoenas, I'm going to ask for the March 1st trial cycle. I do know certain cases in my office are very likely going to go to trial. So rather than have there be subpoena issues going forward, I don't believe I'm going to be up for the 2/22 date cycle. So I'm fine with setting it for trial and giving it date certain, but for March 1st.
Okay, it would actually be March 2nd because apparently we're not currently doing jury trials on Mondays because that's the date that Judge Foster finds out that we are a go on the trials. So, all right, so we'll set that one. Sir, your case is being tentatively set for March the 2nd. And that will be at the trial date. The status date will be February the 19th at 9 a.m. You will not need to be here for
Judge,
that.
are these status dates, are defendants mandated to appear at the status dates or no?
No, unless they're gonna enter a plea.
Okay.
So if for whatever reason we have some people that are gonna enter pleas, we're gonna need to do those on that February the 19th date. Okay. At 9 a.m. And I'm going to put multiple trials, multiple cases on these dates because, as everybody's probably well aware, we had a full week that we could have done trials last week, and Judge Adams's case went away, which means that we burned a week that we could have been doing trials. So for me, I'd rather set multiple cases on each individual day in the event that a person decides that they don't want to have a trial and they may actually want to accept a plea. I don't want to lose any trial days is what I'm trying to say. So for now, you are number 1, sir, on March the 2nd. Okay? Thank you, sir. You too.
Mr. Elwer, please come upstairs. We need to speak.
Upstairs and make an appointment with her, okay, sir? And I'm sorry for the trouble you've had, but we're trying to get there. We're getting there. We're slowly opening up and I'm doing. Oh, believe me, I feel for everybody. If I could do more, I would. I swear, I would do more. Thank you, sir. You too. Okay. All right. let's see here. Let's just go here. And let's see. Looks like, let's see who else I've got on here. Mr. Gorman, it looks like you have 2 cases this morning, sir.
Yes, good morning again, Judge. First case we have is Edwin Clark.
Yes.
Judge, this is one we definitely want a trial. So whatever date you think is most likely to get us to a trial, that's what we would request. I know you've got some in custody. If you want to put us on the 22nd trial cycle as a backup, or put us on the March 1st, whatever your preference, Judge, it's definitely going to be a trial.
Yeah, this one is an older case. The most likely week for my cases to go to trial is going to be that week of March the 2nd, because I'm back up on the 22nd. So if you definitely think it's going to be a trial, why don't we set Mr. Clark as March the 3rd with that Judge. Same, and this is Mr. Clark.
Well, Judge,
Mr. Stewart?
I have not seen any judges set cases throughout the week. I've seen everybody setting cases on that Tuesday, and then, you know, we go down the list and it goes from there. Because if you have a trial on the 2nd, it's unlikely going to be a one-day trial given the pandemic procedures. So issuing subpoenas for the 3rd, I don't know that makes, I haven't seen any of the other judges, Judge Adams or Brown, or any other judge that sets trials. They've all been setting them for that a Tuesday, and then we
okay.
Sort of
See, I guess I misunderstood you, Mr. Stewart. I thought you wanted me to give you actual dates because you had to issue subpoenas. I mean, if you want me to load them all up on Tuesday, I'm happy to do that. I just,
Judge,
I was understanding that you needed the subpoenas issued for a specific date. So I was trying to.
Oh, no, I appreciate that. But I just, what I was concerned was you were only going to set a status date without a trial date. Then I'd have no date. If I can issue all subpoenas for the Tuesdays, that would be fine. So if we could set it for March 2nd.
Okay.
Because then I believe the subpoenas are good for that entire trial cycle until Your Honor dismisses the witness from the subpoena. So if the state does it for that day on through that week, then it's, I agree with Mr. Stewart.
And that's where that'll go on that March the 2nd date too, with the status being on the Friday, the February the 19th.
Thank you, Judge. And is that, do you want the clients present on the March the 2nd date, or if it's not going to be a resolution, they don't need to be present?
I think that
well, March the 2nd is the trial, so they need to be present, I would think.
Yeah, they'll need to be present on March the 2nd.
I'm sorry. What was the status date? I missed that then.
February the 19th at 9.
Okay, very good. I got it now, Judge. Do you want them on the 19th then? That's my question.
If they're gonna change their plea, they need to be there on the 19th. Okay. If they're not changing their plea, they don't. I'm probably going to be stacking up that March the 2nd week, and we're going to have to probably make some decisions which ones we're going to choose to try. Because, you know, I've got this docket. This is the smallest docket that I've got, and I've got the PD pre-trials, and I've got the private pre-trials that are going this week too. It looks like I might be lucky if I get, you know, 8 days of jury trials, maybe, with 250 cases. So
yeah, I get it, Judge.
The numbers don't work.
No, I get it. Well, we'll be there on the 19th, Judge.
All right, thanks,
you.
Mr. Gorman. And you have another one?
Yeah, I got one other, Judge. It's Evalio Metodiv. Judge, it's a newer case. We're asking you to continue the next pretrial conference so we can have some additional discussions with the state.
1925. Any objection, Mr. Stewart?
No objection.
All right.
With a waiver.
Thank you. That'll be April the 19th at 10 a.m.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Judge, may I be called? I'm losing battery.
Yes, Mr. Veramo, go ahead. I see that you've
Thank
got
you.
you've got 2 clients. One has multiple cases. Let's start with Evelyn Espino Galvez, 20 MM 579. What are we doing with Ms. Galvez?
We could set that for the March 2nd trial date with the status on the 19th of February.
Sounds good. All right. March the 2nd.
Judge, hold on. Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Could the state be heard on these trial dates and,
yes,
and when
sir.
we're setting them? So we're not available. Well, actually, what's the first trial cycle date?
The first trial cycle, I'm back up for Judge Foster, February the 22nd that week. I'm primary the week of March the 1st.
Okay, Judge, I have one, two, if we could set it during the first week, I will not, I may have an officer out. So, but if the case ends up going later in the week, the state may be available. So if we could set it for the 19th status and then 23 trial, but knowing that I may have to ask for a continuance because I may have an officer that's not available that week.
Okay. My guess is you'll probably know by the 19th though, wouldn't you, Mr. Stewart?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
I just want to put that on the record, that's all.
Sure. Does that work for you, Mr. Bergeramo, to put it on the February the 23rd?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, that's great. Thank you.
Ms. Espino Galvez will be the first one that we've set for the 23rd at 19th status. All right, and then you also have Joseph Amato, who has 3 cases, 20 mm 1661, 20 CT 1928, and 21 mm 63. What are we doing for Mr. Amato?
Judge, I'm going to ask for a continuance. He actually was just booked in on another case, so now he has 4 cases. So I'm going to ask to move these 3 cases with a waiver.
Any objection, Mr. Stewart?
Judge. No objection.
No? Okay,
no
thank
objection.
you. That was
Sorry.
April 19th at 10 a.m.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. All right, I see a gentleman, new man of God, Jesus loves you. Sir, what's your name?
Jose Prado.
Mr. Prado. All right, give me a second.
Judge, he's my client.
Okay. What are we doing for Mr. Prado?
Your Honor, if we could set this for a plea, the state and I have reached an agreement.
And this is 20 mm 886. All right, let's see where I can put a plea. Where's my criminal motion docket? I've been setting pleas after my motions.
And Your Honor, I wasn't sure what the rules in the courthouse necessarily were on this, but since it is your and I's 24s week, if we wanted to do pleas like around 3:30 one day, I'm okay with that too. I'll make myself available on Wednesday or Thursday to do that.
Yeah, because I don't even see a motion docket. Why don't I see a motion docket?
The next one we have is tomorrow, and then because the week of March is the week that got blocked off.
Oh yeah, okay.
We don't have an in-person plea date. That's why I was saying I could try to make myself available after 24s if the state obviously has no objection.
Let's see, what does tomorrow look like? Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow actually doesn't work for me, Judge. I have a doctor's appointment. I'm sorry.
Okay. You have motions on my docket tomorrow morning at 9, Ms. Sergeant Priester.
I meant the afternoon. I can come in.
No, I'm talking about the morning.
If that's okay with my client and the state, that's fine with me.
I'm just looking to see. It looks like the only thing that I'm seeing that looks like it might be lengthy is a motion to suppress that you filed in one of the cases, in Michelle Hudson's case. The rest of them look like they're pretty simple matters. How long do you think that suppression motion is going to take, Ms. Armpriester?
An hour at most.
Okay. Why don't we have this gentleman, sir, could you come in tomorrow at 11 and would that work for the state?
Works for the state.
Sir, you want to come in and enter a plea tomorrow? If you do, I could have you come in at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning and the court would take your plea.
Perfect.
That works? Okay. Yeah. So you'll
courthouse, Jose.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep. We'll see you here tomorrow. Ellen, you got that? Tomorrow at 11, we set that up? Yes. All right. Good. All right. Thank you, sir. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. Who's the gentleman in the Nike shirt? Darius Fuller. Is that your name, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Fuller. Let me just find your case.
I represent Mr. Fuller.
Okay. Why don't I see him on my docket? Oh wait, that's because I'm still in tomorrow, not back into today. Let's go back to today.
Judge, I think this is one that we could set for trial on your backup week, even if we then have to continue, or the state and I may be able to come to an agreement. But if we could have calendar call on 2/19 with a trial date for the February.
Okay, so we'll set, Mr. Fuller, we're going to set your case on 2/19 at 9 a.m. No? Go ahead, Mr. Stewart.
So I have no objection to setting it for trial, though the state did make an offer that is going to be revoked if the case gets set for trial. And since Mr. Fuller's here, that's good and he can hear that.
The only issue, Mr. Stewart, I did send you an email. I know you've been in court. It's the cost of investigation that he can't afford. So if there's something we can work with on that to where we don't have the offer revoked, if that's where we're at.
There's no probation, so I mean, it's going to be between him and collections, just like any other.
There's no probation, but I'm already taking a batter's intervention class.
Which is why they're not giving you probation, sir.
Gotcha.
So that what the state is saying is if we set for trial, like you and I discussed, they're going to revoke the offer. So if you want to accept no probation, the cost of investigation is included.
Gotcha.
What would you like to do?
I guess I have to pay for the cost.
You don't have to pay it all up front. The judge can give you 90 days to pay, and then it can go to clerk's collections.
That's perfect.
Judge, if we could set for a plea, Darius, can you come in tomorrow?
No, tomorrow's not good for me.
Okay, we can get another date.
Okay.
Do you have a day, Mr. Fuller, this week that's a good day for you?
A Monday, by any chance.
I'm not doing 24s on Monday. I'm doing them all week this week. I could bring you in this in an afternoon around 3:30 any day this week.
That's fine. Is it gonna be over Zoom?
No,
in person.
Yeah, because I stay all the way in Immokalee and I keep like driving back and forth.
I would have to have you come in person. I could either do it one day this week or I'll have to find another date for you to come.
You have to find another date, Your Honor.
Can you come Wednesday, Darius?
I work all day on Wednesday, pretty much. So it's kind of hard for me.
About the 19th.
Oh, that works.
I checked my calendar. February 19th.
Come in on the 19th. You want to come in on the 19th in the morning at 9?
You can check your work schedule.
February 19th.
For a plea. Yes,
that'll work.
February.
Okay.
That'll work?
Yes, ma'am.
February 19th at 9 a.m. for a plea. We'll see you then, in person.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. All righty, let's see. Mr. Vitale, I see you only have one case, sir. You ready? Mr. Vitale, you're muted. All right, well, let's move on. Ms. Armpriester, I see you have others on the docket. Starting, let's see. Oh, shoot. Now I just got out of my docket again. Come on. All right. Ms. Armpriester, what about Branham McCoy, 20mm 1486? What are we doing for Mr. McCoy?
Judge, he's in custody. There's other matters going on. If we could have a continuance on this case, the state doesn't have an offer at this time.
Mr. Stewart?
No objection, Judge. He just was rearrested last week, I believe. So we'll make a global offer once his new case comes through.
All right. April 19th at 10 a.m. How about Ivan Zagara, 20mm 1565?
Also in custody, Judge. His violation of probation with Judge Manuelich is still pending. His case management got bumped to April. He was recently designated as a violent felony offender. I just need more time before we go down with his probation and being designated a VFO. If I could have a continuance, please, to the April date.
Mr. Stewart?
No objection.
April 19th, 10 a.m. How about, oh, we already took care of that one. How about Walter Bowles Rivas,
Signing up for diversion. Sorry.
20 mm 348. Sorry, I have to put it on the record, the case number. Okay, he signed up for diversion?
He's going to be, Judge. I spoke with him again this morning and specifically told him who to go speak to sign up.
All right, let's just set a control date on this, April the 19th at 10 a.m. How about Suhail Abdel Rahman, 19 mm 2248?
Can we set for trial, Judge?
Do we want to put this on the February or the March?
I think it actually has a good chance of going, but I'll defer to you and the state. If we need to continue it in February, that's fine. I don't have communication issues with Mr. Suhail, so that's fine.
Mr. Stewart, a preference, February or March?
Could we set it for March 2nd, Judge?
Yes. March 2nd at 9 a.m. with the March 19th status date, 9 a.m. All right. How about Edgardo Osorio, 20 mm 1694?
I'm pulling it up. Judge, he's signing up for diversion today at 2 p.m. with Mr. Cruz. He made his appointment on Friday.
All right, let's set this for status April 19th, 10 a.m. All right, how about Samantha Spasado, 20 mm 1906?
Your Honor, she's in custody and has another case with a private attorney. If I could have the April date.
Any objection, Mr. Stewart?
No, Your Honor.
April 19th at 10 a.m. All right, how about Gilberto Sotelo Garcia, 20 mm 1988?
Judge, if we could set for plea, he's in custody. I'm not sure if I already arranged this with the judicial assistant for today. I don't believe I did.
Oh, I've got a bunch already on here for this afternoon, so let's set it for tomorrow. I've already got 5 pleas set.
It will get him out of custody, Your Honor.
All right, then set him for today.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
No problem. If he's going to get out of custody, we'll just file him up today. That's what we'll do.
We appreciate it, Your Honor.
No problem. I don't want anybody to sit in jail one more minute than they should. So, all right. So let's see. Who do we have next? Do you have any others on this docket?
I do. And then if I could be excused to go speak with Mr. Elwer, he's getting a little antsy outside.
Yes, of course. Of course. Who else do you have on this docket?
I believe I only had one more, Mr. Tejeda. Judge, we wanted to set for trial, but then in doing my trial prep and speaking with him, I found out he has an immigration attorney and he's at the very end of a long 5-year process. I wouldn't be doing my due diligence if I didn't speak with his immigration attorney. I'm anticipating an objection from the state, but I'm going to ask for the pretrial to the April 19th date.
20 mm 977. So we'll move it to the April 19th pretrial, and we'll put him, unless there's an objection from the state, on the trial date of 2/23.
I think she asked for a continuance, Judge.
Oh, I thought she was just setting it for the pretrial on April 19th, or I'm sorry, you said April 19th, right? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, all right, one final continuance. This one's getting old.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that's looks like it's everything you have.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Vitale, you ready? Or Ms. Fish, one of you guys.
I am ready. Attorney Monica Fish.
Okay, Ms. Fish.
I am here for Christina DeCaro. We have 2 cases. Shante Garcia, 20 mm 1148.
Okay.
And we need a continuance. We're kind of at a crossroads. I think that we thought she wanted to do diversion, and she is at this point iffy about that. So she's coming in today. I'm going to talk with her a little bit about trial. So I'd like to continue this and speak with Attorney Stewart about setting this for a trial.
It says that this case is it's 196 days old. So I'm trying to figure out why she wouldn't have figured out whether she wants to do diversion or not by now.
Well, I think that she thinks she has a defense. So, I mean, we can go ahead and set it for a trial, but not until maybe the March trial. So that's fine. We can go ahead and do
I think it's time for her to make a decision. So let's set her on that February 19th. No?
Judge.
Yes.
You know, if I'm going to make a diversion offer, I'm not leaving it open when a case gets set for trial. So if she is seriously contemplating still doing diversion, then I think the best course of action is one more continuance. I don't want to subpoena witnesses and inconvenience them during a pandemic if the defendant is still deciding whether or not to take diversion.
All right. Then we'll set this on that April 19th at 10 a.m. date, final continuance.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Ms. Fish. All right. And then you have Stephen Gabbard, 20 MM 1035. What are we doing for Mr. Gabbard?
We are working on a negotiated plea. I'm going to do a plea in absentia, and I was hoping to do a 24 plea this week, maybe Thursday or Friday, or set it out next week or so.
Okay. Just let me know. I know that Judge McGowan is covering for me on Friday. So okay. If it's going to be set on Friday, it'll need to be coordinated with his judicial assistant.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Let's set this for, if it's going to be a plea, let's at least, we got to give it another pre-trial. We'll give it the April 19th at 10 a.m. date.
Thank you.
Judge, if Ms. Fish is going to have the paperwork soon, could we just set it on the February 19th status date for a plea?
That'd be fine. And we'll set it one day this week. If you get the paperwork in, Ms. Fish, we can do it on a 2:15 this week.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Mr. Vitale, or does anybody have a phone number for Mr. Vitale? Because I've already actually clicked please unmute and he's still not unmuting.
I think by his silence, he's asking for a continuance.
That's probably true.
And his case is.
Let me see if I can call him on the phone. Maybe he's having Zoom issues. All right.
I think he's here now, Judge.
There he is. I'm calling you, Mr. Vitale.
Sorry, Judge. I thought I was muted.
You were, and I kept clicking ask to unmute, and I couldn't get you, so I started trying to call you on the phone.
Oh, sorry.
All right, you've got the one and the last case on the docket this morning. Mr.
Yes, sir.
Gendersea, 21MM50. What are we doing for this gentleman, sir?
Judge, we just came out of arraignment a week ago. Could I request a continuance with a waiver?
Any objection, Mr. Stewart?
No objection.
April 19th at 10 a.m.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. All right, that concludes the 10 a.m. docket.
Okay, thank you, Judge.